Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm out of breath from running up and down the stairs many times, but I'm here in my daughter's room. As you can tell, I was successful at removing all of the beadboard yesterday. It wasn't too bad. It was put up with both nails and adhesive, and so you can see all the brown spots. It's the peeled off drywall. So this is the drywall like normal, and here's where it kind of got peeled off. So we're just gonna cover it with a different type of wood feature wall. We're going with shiplap. And we got like a shiplap product. These are 8 feet long, so we'll need to cut them down for the side walls and these little tiny walls and stuff. But for the long wall here, we actually have to piece them together. So we'll either do like piecing them down the center or in like 3 sides. We're not totally sure yet, but hopefully this lip here on the baseboard is just the perfect width. I'll have to go through and peel off a little more caulk as we go. And then of course at the very end I'll have to paint, like retouch up some of the paint and stuff. But I got them all off pretty easily. That made me smile when I discovered there was a happy face on that one. That was really cute. Got all the electric things, done. Oh, I did electrocute myself very gently on that one yesterday. It was scary, it was weird, but it's happened before. So here's what we have. We have 1 box of the shiplap pieces here and then the other 2 boxes in the garage. We just didn't want to overcrowd this room. We brought up the saw. We have some of our tools that we'll probably grab. We have the angle finder and the different saw blades and a jigsaw for getting around like the outlet boxes. We removed all the beadboard. I just kind of had it stacked up and then we just took it down to the garage and we'll get rid of that little by little in our regular trash. I had debated on saving it and using it somewhere else in the house, but I just don't know if I'm really going to do that. We each have our cup of coffee here, so we are set. Hopefully we can get quite a bit done today. The idea is that we'll just, do the majority of the work today and tomorrow. And then any little touch-ups and stuff we can do as time permits. We just want to be able to get the girls' beds back in this room for Monday and then get the classroom back also for Monday. So here's the product. We are actually very happy with it. It seems somewhat thin, but that's perfect. We don't need anything weighing down the walls too much. It has this little groove here so you can easily attach them. And we're really happy because it just lines up so nicely with the baseboards. We don't have to worry about it sticking too far out or anything. Hey friends, here we are. I have the light off because it just makes it look kind of yellow, but we have 2 walls done. This was probably the most complicated wall because of the window, but we were able to get it all done. We'll be working on this wall next, and then this was our first wall that we did. This will go fast. We have 8-foot boards. This is a 12-foot wall, and you can kind of see that they did 3 sections of beadboard. We're gonna do the same thing. This section and this section, super easy cuts, just one of our 8-foot boards down the center. Over here we'll have to kind of get the jigsaw back out to cut a space for that outlet. We just took a quick lunch break once we got those 2 walls done. Pop this one out real quick. While Brian is doing that, I'm going to test out some different things I have. I'm trying to get away from not having to paint because I do like the plain white that it is. So I'm going to go through and kind of clean off the pencil marks and smudges. And then I have a few things here. I have this white wood filler, I have regular spackling, and then I have like a white all-purpose caulk. So I'll use the caulk just for like the areas around the windowsill and then where these 2 boards met up. And then I'll test out both of these to see how they dry. We have some like little scraps here, so I'll just see if one of them looks similar to the white. Whichever one looks better is the one I'll go with. That way maybe I can get away without painting. I don't know. Hopeful thinking. And then on the edges here, we had this extra piece of like corner trim that I use in our kitchen island. And I think I'm gonna order some more and just use it to kind of finish off the edges where the closet's going to be. So that'll have an edge, and then this has the edge. And then also on the inside of the window. We're not planning on doing anything on the rest of the edges, like where the two walls meet. Maybe just like a bead of caulk down, but we will see. The girls are in the room watching Boss Baby. They have like a tradition. I don't know how it started, but every time we have like a bigger house project where Brian and I are both working on it, they're kind of left on their own in some ways. I mean, obviously I'm a lot more available because Brian's the one like doing the cuts and stuff, but they have a tradition that they watch Boss Baby, but they call it Business Baby. They watch that movie whenever we're doing like our big home projects, and that's fine because it was one of the movies that we didn't really want to watch on Friday nights, so we don't mind them taking the time to do it now. So they're just getting started on that movie, and that'll get us, you know, a long time to work without them needing too much from us, but you know how kids are. So we're gonna resume when lunch break's over. Morning, happy Sunday. I'm here in our beautiful new shiplapped room. I'll give you all the details. Yesterday was very productive. We hung all of the shiplap. We did the nail holes and caulked a few lines where we had to have them meet up, including the corners. So all of that is done. Today we are going to paint, but we don't have enough paint on hand. So we're gonna run out to Menards and get some paint, as well as like a top piece to finish off the trim. Now, if we had done the MDF thing, it would just be flat and fine. But since we did this like already done shiplap, it has this little lip here to sort of like lock it into place. And so we wanna just put something here to finish it off. I think the corners look great, but my husband might be interested in something in each corner as well. Whether it's like a little piece of quarter round or like an L-shaped piece of wood, I am not sure. We're gonna get a plain like cover to cover this. It's a phone jack, so just like a plain plate with nothing on it. And then put all the plates back on. We'll move the girls' bed frames back in here today too, but they'll still sleep on their mattresses in the classroom just in case it's like really stinky and stuff. But we're gonna use chalk paint, so it'll be really fast drying, and I think it'll look really nice. But I'm so pleased with the look. We are gonna stick with the white color, which means I'm most likely gonna repaint the top. I'm sad to see my little, you know, DIY wallpaper thing go, but I can do that again with any color that we choose. We're leaning toward this sort of like deep yellow, ambery kind of color. So we're gonna do that. Typically Sundays are a bit more relaxed around here. We stay in our PJs, we watch Disney nature films. Sorry, I'm hearing my husband's voice. But it's a busy day because we have to run to Menards. We also have to go to Target. I didn't realize the girls were out of toothpaste. And we have a tree service coming today to give us a quote. He's gonna be here like any second to give us a quote on some of our trees in the backyard. A lot of them are overgrown. I think 2 are dead. And so we're gonna have some removed and some trimmed. But we have to get a few quotes. Everything looks hazy and dirty because it is. I vacuumed forever last night. It was so sawdusty in here. And I feel like I can do it again. So a lot of cleaning and finishing up today. That way, oh, he's here. Let's go. All right, so the tree guys just left. We actually got a really decent quote. My husband expected it to be like way more expensive than it was, and I'm glad it wasn't, because that means we can go ahead and do it. So he's gonna give us an official itemized quote tonight via email and then get us on the schedule, he said. So this should be done during October. I think he said they're scheduling out like the 3rd week of October or something. So that's exciting. But I'm over here out of breath running around because we have got to go to Menards and Target before I get too much later, because I want to make sure we get our paint done and dry before tonight. All right, guys, we are back home. We've had lunch. We went to Menards and Target and got what we needed. We needed light bulbs and, like, I think I mentioned toothpaste and random things. And then I got 2 quarts of the Rust-Oleum chalked ultra matte paint in linen white, and that's what we're going to be using on the shiplap. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Brian got the trim for the windows and stuff, and so I'm just going to go around that part until he's ready, and then I'll probably do this while last. We decided not to put anything in the corners. I like the way it looks. I don't know. I hope you do too, but you know, we're the ones living here. There was a little bit of a gap, but the caulk kind of filled it in nicely, and then with the paint over the top, I think it'll be even finer. My caulking job on the 2 seams wasn't the best, but again, with the paint, I think it'll be just fine because it's not bumpy or anything. We got the 1/4 inch, where is it? I think he has that downstairs. For the top, we just got 1 piece to kind of test and see if we like it, but I know that we're going to, so we'll probably head back to Menards at some point to get a few more pieces to do the whole wall. But I'm gonna get this thing painted because the goal is to have it painted and dried so we can bring the beds back in, and that way tomorrow during the day when Brian's working, I can just move the mattresses on and the sheets and everything on my own. So I just went around and did the 1 coat of the linen white chalk paint, and I think that's all it's gonna take. I'm gonna have to see once it's like fully dry how it turns out, but so far it's looking really nice and finished. And then we did caulk and patch the nail holes on the window trim and like the trim right here on the closet. We will be painting the closets at some point. So this is the gray and the green and all the colors of the rainbow that have been painted in this room before we got here. I'll probably end up doing just like a white, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do now, while everything's out of the room and drying, I am going to find a brush here. This is the paint that I use for like the baseboards, and I used it when I did the shoe molding a while back. And so I'm just going to touch up the baseboards, especially like where their beds are, because whenever I paint in here, I never really get back in those corners, but now that the room's totally empty, I'm gonna do that and finally check that off the list. I'll just be using this large putty knife to sort of push down the carpeting a little bit and get it like right under there so I don't have to like worry about taping off. We are gonna get the carpets replaced at some point. So if I do get paint on it, which I have in the past, it's not a big deal. Okay friends, we're gonna call it another vlog here. It is, I think it's almost 5 o'clock on Sunday. My husband actually went out to Menards to get more of the top trim. We ended up liking it. We just needed to get one to see if it would fit, and it's gonna look perfect. So, like I said, we decided to not put anything in the corners so we don't have to like measure or do anything weird. Once he gets home, we'll just cut, nail gun, and then I can still put the beds back in here because I'll have plenty of space. I can just like stand on their beds when I want to paint. I could also just pull the beds toward the center, so that should be totally fine. So this project is about finished. The details will be shown in future videos and stuff like that, but I am just so pleased with it. Next thing we're gonna do is get some paint swatches for the top part and see kind of what we want to go with up there, but no rush on that one. Really, it was just this that we wanted to do a mad dash on. So thanks for tuning into this weekend project vlog. It's sort of a Saturday, Sunday combined. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.